Jason Garrett is finally done in Big D. The Dallas Cowboys are moving on from Jason Garrett after 9 years of mediocrity and underachieving. Lots of hand clapping. Now the Dallas Cowboy fans have something to clap their hands about because Jason Garrett is done in Dallas. An 85-67 regular season record, a 2-3 record in the postseason, 0 NFC Championship game appearances, and according to ESPN's Ed Werder, a source told Ed Werder that after showing an abundance of care and respect for Garrett, team owner / general manager Jerry Jones and executive vice president Stephen Jones have decided the coach will not be part of the organization moving forward. So he's done in Dallas. Now the question is, one, why did it take this long? Jason Garrett has not been getting it done in Dallas for almost over a decade. The longest current tenured head coaches, Bill Belichick, Mike Tomlin, Sean Payton, John Harbaugh, Pete Carroll, what do they all have in common? They all have Super Bowl rings. Jason Garrett never made an NFC Championship appearance. So, now if you're Jerry Jones, you hate to say it, but you're taking a major L on Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett, he was supposed to be that guy that brought the Cowboys back to prominence, brought them back to the Super Bowl. He did none of that. He had the highest paid running back in the NFL, the highest paid offensive line in the NFL, Dak Prescott playing on a fifth-rounder salary, and you could only muster up one playoff win out of this nucleus. It was a complete and utter disaster under Jason Garrett. But I do give Jason Garrett a lot of credit for how he's handled this situation with Jerry Jones. It cannot be easy to coach the Dallas Cowboys with Jerry Jones as your owner, and he did it for 9 long years. He did it with class. He never broke until the very end, and really he was almost too nice. He's too nice of a guy to be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. They need someone that can come in there and stand up to the players and that can stand up to Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. They need someone with a backbone that has the credibility to come in there and shake up this franchise. And I'm going to give you some names in just a second that I think would be a perfect fit to be the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. But Jason Garrett, his whole career can be summed up as the clapper, man. He was clapping after touchdowns, after interceptions, whatever it was, he was on the sidelines getting his clap on. And now the Cowboys fans, they finally have something to clap about. Here's a live look at Cowboys fans everywhere the moment they found out that Jason Garrett will not be returning as the Cowboys head coach.
Everybody clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. Everybody clap your hands. 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 Clap, 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 clap your hands. Come on, y'all.
Now, my question is, why was there 3 meetings? Why did it take 3 meetings to determine his fate? Look, it should have been meeting 1, you, meeting 2, R, meeting 3, fired.
You're fired! Whoa! You're fired!
And I think the most important person in this hiring process has to be not Jerry Jones, but Stephen Jones. You remember, there was an episode of Raw where Shane McMahon goes up against Vince McMahon, throws hands against his own pops.
Just give your dad a hug.
Oh! Shane, the right hands on his own man. Shane McMahon has beat the hell out of his father.
Because look, if the problem with the Cowboys is the roster, it really can't be fixed. They have 5 players signed to contracts that will pay at least $10 million in each of the next 2 seasons, and will likely soon sign Prescott to the biggest deal of anyone on the team. So Stephen Jones needs to look his dad in the eye and say, hey, the Jerry Jones show in Dallas, this has to end. We cannot have you being a distraction, making headlines, because bottom line, it doesn't help the team win football games. It only provides more distractions. It only adds more pressure than it already is to be a Dallas Cowboy. And Jerry Jones needs to sit in a room with the next head coach and look him in the eye and say, hey, all I'm going to do here is provide you with all the resources you need to build a Super Bowl champion. Other than that, I'm out. I'm not doing the post-game press conferences. I'm not calling radio stations and starting headlines, creating drama. That has to end because, hey, the only other solution for the Dallas Cowboys is to fire their GM, and we know they're not going to do that because that's Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones. That's the brain trust of the Dallas Cowboys. So Jerry Jones needs to understand that the Jason Garrett situation, that was on him. That L is on his resume, and to me, the next head coach, it comes down to whether or not Jerry Jones will take a step back. Here's Ed Werder and talking about Jerry Jones and the next head coach.
How negotiable is Jerry Jones on his involvement as owner? And I think you could make the argument that this hire needs to be initiated with Executive Vice President Stephen Jones, his son being the lead person, because he's the one who's most likely to run the family franchise and control the daily operation, long term. And he's been, very influential in a lot of big decisions, releasing Terrell Owens, refusing to allow Jerry to draft Johnny Manziel over Zach Martin. I know that in the time I've covered the Cowboys, that Jerry has often claimed the Cowboys can have the best there is in coaching, and yet it seems that's only been true twice, Jimmy Johnson and Bill Parcells. And one of the reasons for that is the role that he's had as the owner and the general manager, and the other is that he has seldom believed that it's necessary to pay big money to head coaches. Again,
now, as far as the next head coach of the Cowboys, Urban Meyer, he's at the top of the list right now, followed by Lincoln Riley, Dan Mullen, Greg Roman, the Baylor head coach Matt Rule, Mike Zimmer, Chris Peterson, Eric Bieniemy, and then Chris Richard. So there's a lot of big names out there. Also, you add Josh McDaniels into the mix, but I think it's all Urban Meyer. I've been saying his name as the Cowboys head coach for months now, and the reason why I believe in it, Urban Meyer is afraid to fail. Urban Meyer is a workaholic. He does whatever it takes to get the job done, and they don't need a coordinator. They don't need someone to come in as Dak Prescott's Sean McVay or Matt LaFleur, someone like that. They need someone to come in and light a fire under that locker room, and Urban Meyer, all he does is get his players to run through walls for him, and I think he'd be the perfect head coach for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm not a huge believer in Lincoln Riley. Look, Lincoln Riley, he's gotten blown out in almost every college football playoff game he's been in. I don't think he's earned it to this point. Dan Mullen, to me, that'd be a mediocre head coach. I think Urban Meyer is the splash hire, and it would also show me that Jerry Jones knows if he brings in Urban Meyer, it's going to be about Urban Meyer. The press is going to run to Urban Meyer after the game and not Jerry Jones, and for Jerry Jones to agree to that, for him to acquiesce to that hiring, I think would say a lot about Jerry Jones. I'm telling you, Jerry Jones, if he gets the Urban Cowboy, Urban Meyer, I'm telling you, the Dallas Cowboys will win a Super Bowl in the next 5 years. Thanks for watching the Get More Sports YouTube channel. My name is Doug McCain. You can follow me at DMac_LA. And for all the hottest sports content in the game, be sure to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and most importantly, give me all your takes right down below in the comments section. I want all your takes right down below in the comments section. And for all the hottest and latest sports news, head over to GetMoreSports.com.